And we're live. It's Whiskey Watches the Wheels, and I am Matt. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
This is Casey.
I'm James.
Kevin.
All right. Guys, how we doing this week?
Super.
Yeah, super
Better
duper.
than last week.
James is tired, man. He's been on a plane.
Yeah, I've been up since 3 a.m. Pacific time.
Well, we were just talking about before we hopped on, by the way. Now so let's continue. So what's going on with LA, James? How was it? You were talking about it's just kind of craziness out there? Or?
It's been a few years since I've been out there, but since the last time I was out there, the homelessness in the tent cities everywhere, it was pretty crazy. And in major tourist destinations, they were lined in the streets on Hollywood Boulevard. It was it was shocking, essentially.
I don't know where I read it or somebody told me, but I did hear that Hollywood was like really bad currently.
I was surprised. It's probably been three or 4 years since I've been to LA, and big difference.
It can be shocking, if you come from like for me from Central Florida, we have a lot of homelessness, a ton, but we don't have the tent cities. So when you go somewhere where you see these tent cities for the first time, Seattle's kind of the same way. You're like, holy shit. I mean, you just don't, here it's all hidden because they go out into the woods and they hide, whereas there it's straight up in the open. So
I'll be there next week.
I was out in Denver last week, and sorry, Kevin, that's twice. But Denver's kind of the same way, downtown. As you're going through all the overpasses and even just walking down the street downtown, it's rampant.
Yeah, sad situation.
I'll give you guys my assessment of going back to my hometown. Next we're gonna do like a whole week. I leave on Wednesday, and I'll be gone. But I'm going to different places. I'll be going to Ventura. I'm gonna go to LA. My daughter wants to hit like Hollywood, Beverly Hills, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go south where I went to high school at and show my daughter like where I went to high school and kind of where I hung out. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot different because I grew up in the canyons, and like Laguna Beach area. So all that used to be canyons, and they said they couldn't build there. But my father said there's a huge church out there now, and I remember we used to go play in the woods, paintball, and stuff like that. So I haven't been back in like 14 years, maybe, probably longer than that. So
who are you trying to fool, man? We know you grew up in East LA. What you talking about, Holmes?
What did I Holmes? Yeah. Actually, I have been back to California, but only like I went with James with Rensport reunion, but that's totally different.
We skipped LA completely on that. But last time I was there was pre-2020. So at that point, downtown LA, which, traditionally has been kind of a ghost town, really had a buzz going. There were a lot of skyscrapers and stuff as far as apartments being built and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it was turning into residential area down by LA Live. And this time around, there was nobody downtown. It was a ghost town, a lot of empty buildings. So that it just, the whole pandemic really just pulled the carpet out from the growth that was going on downtown.
Yeah, and everybody's working from home. Yeah, all these remote jobs.
Yeah,
it's true.
So,
yeah. Well,
so we're going to talk about. Go ahead. Matt.
No. I was going to say. I'm sorry, Kev. I was going to say. James mentioned he wore a mask on the way back. So we've been fighting. So my daughter came down with COVID. She had it for several days, a week or whatever.
Like
then
real
Stacy
COVID,
had it,
or was this
legit? No, it wasn't like, hey, I'm dead, but she tested positive, whatever, whatever. So we're in Florida, man. We don't fucking worry about that COVID shit. She went to work every day, no big deal. So she had it, and then Stacy had it, and then Bryce had it. Fuck it, I'm the last man standing, man. I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah, and my employees had it two weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of stuff going around, and one of my friends that was at the Sphere with me in Vegas, his flight got bumped, so he had to get on another flight, and sure as shit, he had COVID when he got home, sitting next to somebody hacking on him. So, I had gotten up so early this morning that I just was taking a precaution as far as I was dragging ass, didn't want to really catch anything. Then, you step on the plane and the flight attendant had a mask on. So I was like, okay, There's my
Good
signal.
Hey, who knows? Usually it takes about 3 days. You might get it in 3 days. That's what happened with my employees. You know, that somebody had it and then they got it 3 days later. I just hate it when you're like sitting like in your seat and the sun's shining through the windows and you see like that lady combing her hair or playing with her phone and taking pictures. Yes. And you can see the fucking dust come through, like, and it's getting closer to you. I'm like, fuck, like, and I'm very OCD. I'm not a germaphobe, but it just kind of skeeves me out. Like, I'm one of the people, you guys probably didn't see it when we went on the trip. So I don't touch the salt and pepper shakers. Like usually Erin does it for me because she gives 0 fucks. And I'm like, no, I'm not touching it. I don't go to no buffets. I really never did. Sometimes I think we used to go to like Golden Corral like 20 years ago. And I would be like, go wash my hands. Oh, I haven't been to one of those in forever though. So.
Even before COVID.
Yeah. So on that topic, we went to 4th of July. Kevin, myself, James, and Casey went to Savannah, and we wanted Matt to go, but he had to work. Like,
dude, sometimes work just comes in is first, man. It sucked. I really wanted to be there, but you know what it is what it is.
Yeah,
but since Casey wasn't here, we're
disclaimer.
Talk about it.
Yeah, disclaimer. We missed you, and we wish you guys could have made it out, but we had a good time.
I do
so,
as well.
So we're going to talk about what you missed.
Yes,
good, because honestly, I've been waiting, and I got really bummed last week when Casey wasn't on the pod because I really wanted to hear this
What
because
we're calling it now.
Well, the podcast, we're going to call it, you know, but we didn't really do a lot of talking about what y'all did in our group chat. So I'm looking forward to hearing this shit, you know?
So we just saw everybody. We did it face to face.
There you go. Right.
Great.
So now we're going to fill Matt in on our trip to Savannah.
And you're going to see you didn't really miss anything. So
I know I didn't miss fireworks.
Well, no, we'll touch on that soon.
I know.
Yeah.
We all got there about the same time. Like, I know for me, I went to St. Augustine first, so that was a 3-hour drive. Spent the night, and then 2.5 hours, so 5.5 hours. How long is it for you, James?
Yeah, we got
7
there in 2.5. There was no traffic. I literally.
Wait, it's 2.5 hours.
3. It should be 3.5, and I just went in the right lane. There was no because it was July 4th that we left. I think everyone had gone out the day before, so there was no traffic. We just buzzed right down, and then it was like, wow, that's 2.5 hours. It should be 3.5.
Casey, how long was it for you? 5?
It was like 7 for us.
Okay,
and you did hit traffic though, right? Or accidents.
On the way down, it wasn't too bad. We had a pretty good road. On the way back was a bitch. On the way back took a long time.
So we kind of timed it so we all got there about the same time. And then instantly, Matt, the code didn't work. So, there's no parking. So it was street parking only or meter. Yeah. Yes. So you had
and you're in an Airbnb, right? Airbnb?
Yeah. Airbnb.
Using air quotes.
Couldn't get the code.
Yeah,
couldn't get the code. We finally did get the code, and then me and Casey wanted to go right to the rooftop because we were scouting out because we were going to watch fireworks. So that's why we got this place. So we went to the top. Couldn't get the code for that neither. It was wrong.
So hold on. There's a code for the door, which is accessible on the street. Then you need a code to get into the building, different code. And then to open the door to the rooftop is a third code.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And you had to
Here's what's funny is while they were doing the whole code thing, there were other people showing up that couldn't get in with a code.
Yeah. And then you had to walk upstairs, so you had to hit the elevator. Then you had to walk up a flight of stairs to get to the rooftop. So we scoped it out. I was like, okay, because I think we were going to try to grill at one point, but we kind of kicked that to the curb, and we got settled in. And then I think we started hitting bars.
We went and played darts at a dive bar. Yeah.
So James and myself, we were the first ones there. That's right, Casey got there. So we went to this one place, ate lunch. The waiter did not know what's that stuff called?
Tahine.
Tahine was. It was his third time waiting tables, but he was good.
Oh, God.
No, he was great.
Yeah.
But he was just like, I'm sorry, we don't have that spice.
Yeah.
Were y'all down on River Street? Were you on River Street?
Yeah. No, we were on the square, which I know there's
the
lots
walking
of squares.
mall.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Savannah found there's a dive bar there that does Jaeger shots from a pickled egg.
Oh shit!
So
okay.
So it's a shot. They drop a pickled egg in there and you do a shot. James didn't want to do it, so Savannah's like, okay, I'm not going to do it by myself. She's done it before. So James was like, hey, there's a dartboard here. So we played darts for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah. Perfect. We played long enough where Kevin couldn't lift his arm the next day.
Oh, wow.
That's right. My arm was sore from doing this. Then Casey got in town. What happened after that, Casey? Where did we go after? What did we go for dinner?
We played pool at another bar.
The excellent bar, the raddest bar, or the best bar?
The totally awesome bar.
Yeah. There you go. I knew that's what it was going to be. So we played pool. It was good. It was, did you have to go downstairs? Yeah, you had to go down like a basement, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which was, it was nice because it was only a block away from the townhouse or whatever you want to call it.
Yep. So we did that. Got up the next day, went to Tybee Beach.
The beach, yeah.
And, that's right. Yeah. So we got there. As soon as we got there, threw our towels down. We see lifeguards. beelining it. We're thinking that they're trying to get a
jet ski out.
Sea-Doo jet ski out with a side-by-side. And the side-by-side is in the water, like half in the water. And we're like, oh that thing's going to rust out. Like, what the hell's going on? They're scrambling.
Yeah, we're watching them. We're like, is this some training thing or what? Because there was, you think like in an emergency, there's like people being frantic and like some, mother or spouse crying
screaming or something.
But there was nothing really going on. Everybody was just watching them try to get this damn Sea-Doo into the ocean. But as Kevin's saying, like backing, like the whole thing was like in the water up to the seats. And so they push it off. They get the jet ski off, and then you see them trying to get this damn thing out of the water. And they're like calling people over to come help. They basically have to like 6 dudes like lift it to because it's the sand's like sucking it in. It was that part was we were all kind of scratching.
So then
our head about that.
me and Casey went on a nice romantic walk down the beach, and we see helicopter, Coast Guard. And they're doing figure eights, and we're like watching, and we're like, what is going on here? Well, apparently a kid, brother and sister went out and he got hit by the rip current, and we didn't find out because, like Casey said, there was no frantic going on, but a young man lost his life. Unfortunately, he got towed in, and they found him. They had boats out there. We were watching the whole time, like, what is going on? But we saw in the news that I guess he got 16-year-old boy got swept underneath it. So the river kind of comes out, and then there's like another tide coming in, and it's like 4 different currents.
It was very swirly and very you could see the waves kind of crashing everywhere. You could see kind of like some whirlpool action. Like there was a lot of different currents going on. It looked kind of wild down on the south end.
Yeah, and so we were essentially when we got there, what we walked into was them saving the young girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the helicopter came in and circled around there for a couple hours. The whole time we were there, this thing was circling. And then not only did that happen, then there was a shark sighting. So the beach
shark, air quotes.
People had to come right. So apparently it was a dolphin.
Yeah, 2 dolphins.
Definitely a dolphin. Yeah.
Yes, 2 of
them.
But
it was just action packed, but it was just terrible because you're like, wait, this helicopter is not doing what you would expect it to do, and it's only like hovering in the same area.
There's no one panicking, nothing. Like we're like, there's got to be an exercise. Yeah. Nobody crying.
There weren't any emergency vehicles beyond the lifeguards. There weren't any police. There weren't any sirens. There weren't anything like that at all. And then you leave and you come to find out that somebody lost their life. It's just terrible. This was the beginning of the holiday weekend, and you just expected to go into the water and have a great time. Mm-hmm. And You just never know.
The weirdest thing was this old white guy laying on a towel in full garb, just like taking a nap over there. Wasn't that weird, James?
I didn't even see that.
It was you, motherfucker.
Well,
so we left there.
To the sun.
Tybie's quite a unique little town. Like, it's pretty small. You kind of park on the street, find a spot, and like, we all paid for some beach towels and some sunblock. At least my wife did, anyways. And
then we got free towels on the beach.
Oh yeah, then we got free towels on the beach from White Claws. Yes. Then after that, we went back, got cleaned up. So that was 4th of July.
We did the shrimp boil.
Oh, there you go. We went to Crab Shack or something like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. All outdoors, tiki hut style. I mean, they were moving and shaking. They had a big hole in the middle of the table, so you just throw all your stuff for like crab oil and stuff. Food was really good.
It was fun.
Not overpriced.
Yeah, sitting over the water with fans blowing. It was really nice. I thought it was cool.
Pretty neat. So we went back, got changed pretty cool. No, we took a nap, didn't we? I think we had to take a nap.
There was naps every day.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's naps now.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we went back out. We played pool again, or did we go to that one bar?
We went to Totally Awesome Bar.
Yep.
And then
didn't we go somewhere else first?
From there, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway,
it's been a good night if you don't remember.
9:30, or 8:30, whatever it was, we haul ass back. I mean, almost running back to the hotel to get up on the roof, and we ran up there
for the spectacular fireworks.
Yeah, so it was blocked by a building. Like, all you could see was the edge. So
they're doing construction like right next door, and they're putting up this huge tower, and it is directly in front of the fireworks. And we're sitting up there kind of looking at each other like, well, this sucks.
So for those listening at home, Kevin sent a video in our little group text or whatever, like the chat or whatever. And I'm looking at it and I show my wife, I said, look at the fireworks. She goes, where are they? I said, that's the point.
Yeah, I'm sure you were laughing your ass off.
Behind that wall.
So the hotel room also too, special note, we got in, no sheets on the bed.
Oh,
no
that's right.
towels.
That's right.
We had to call them and wait for them to get sheets, and I thought they were just going to give us sheets and make us put them on ourselves. To be honest with you,
yeah, I did too.
So we look at there, we're like, okay, there's nothing. Like, we actually sat up there till the fireworks went away because Aaron brought us some rum cake.
What the hell else were we going to do?
SailorsRumcake.com. Shout out, Aaron.
Sailors. Oh, there you go. Sailors Rum Cakes. Cakes, I think, .com. So we ate rum cakes and what else? I think we went to bed.
Yeah. Super exciting night.
Yeah.
I thought I was probably up later than you guys were.
I mean, it was like 11 o'clock, but we went on the beach and I wanted to go after like an hour. I was trying to get Casey's wife to show me her tattoo over and over and over again.
Just for a sneak peek.
Yeah. Some horse that I still can't get where the picture was at. But, and yeah, that was it. And then what did we do on Saturday? Oh, we checked on the cars. We got it. That's the thing. Like, we had to go to the parking garage. So Casey, and we all went. Had to go to the parking garage, get passes for 2-day passes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, check on the parking meters all the time. I think we went to the grocery store to get some
did that.
drinks.
The parking situation was less than ideal, and it's really weird that you'd have an Airbnb downtown without at least one parking spot.
Right.
But that's what we were told. So,
but we all got lucky. I mean,
that's true. We did park closely
on the same block. You parked in front of me on the same block.
Yeah.
And then Kevin, you were like, what, 2 blocks? Something like that?
Yeah. One time I was on the same block just across the street, and then the other one was a block over. So then the next day we got up and went sightseeing, ate breakfast at some expensive place that did not know how to do breakfast shots.
Yeah.
Saturday
No,
did
the
we
Grove.
go?
The Grove. The Grove was excellent.
How about excellent. When did we do the dinner? The expensive dinner. Was that New Year's?
What wasn't expensive?
July 4th.
Yeah, that's true. Was that 4th of July that we did?
No, because that's the day we drove down. It wasn't the first night. It was second night. Saturday. It would have been Friday.
So we went to this French restaurant, and God, it was. I had a salad.
It was dreadful.
I looked at the prices, and I was.
It was so dreadful. It's actually worth mentioning the name of the restaurant because it sucked so bad. It was terrible.
So I had salad and French onion soup, and this French onion soup and the salad, I could have had better at Outback. Like that's how bad it was.
Circa 1875.
Yes. Oh, I know where that place is at.
It was not good.
Yeah,
we never ate there. Literally, it wasn't like one of us had bad. Literally, all of it was terrible.
So these guys order.
Go ahead.
These guys order like
we thought
steak.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, he ordered steak. It was like well done. He ordered a medium rare. Casey, how was your pork chop? It was aged for 55 days.
I had the same. I had this.
We both had the steak.
Oh,
yeah.
So it was.
His was more rubber than mine.
Yeah, it was It was well done.
Yeah.
So I was like, they ordered bottles of wine and stuff, and I didn't drink. My family didn't drink on that dinner. So I was like, okay, we'll just split the check, whatever. So I tell the guy, like, hey, it's us three, them and them. And he's like, well, you can give me 3 credit cards. And I'm like, what the fuck?
They wouldn't split it. They wouldn't split it. They wouldn't. It was just, it was snooty. And when we walked in, people were giving us attitude. So it's just like, it was, circa 1875 can suck it. That place was not good.
That's weird, because a lot of places in Savannah, because me and Stacey go there all the time, is really laid back. So that's really
it is very laid back.
Right.
That place sucked.
Wow.
0 out of 10.
Matt, you like me on this special occasion. You would have been paying for everyone's drinks. We didn't have a problem with it. Like it was no big deal. We just chipped in for the next drinks, but the guy was just a little fat fuck with his
pretentious.
Pretentious.
What was that speakeasy your daughter took us to? That one was actually good, although very expensive.
Alley Cat had tons of bourbon. Really cool place. It is expensive.
And neat lights.
Yes, neat lights. Table lights. So Alley Cat is literally in the alley behind the Chase. I don't know what street that is, but it's in an alley. Super cool bar. A lot of niche drinks and cocktails. It's a comic book, and you have to. It's kind of sucks because you have to read this comic, like a comic book to look at all the drinks.
As far as the menu goes. The menu. Alley Cat Lounge, the menu was kind of a printed newspaper comic book looking thing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Again, it was kind of expensive, but
that's where the hipsters went. It was full of hipsters.
I mean, the guy had a 1970s or 80s jean shirt, unbuttoned down.
Oh, God.
Birkenstocks on. Like, hey, man, what do you guys want? Like, total, like, all right, dude. Like, I feel like punching you in your face, but okay, douchebag, whatever.
Well, the problem is half those hipsters, they're all SCAD students, so they're all
absolutely.
Right. They're all SCAD students. So they're all like, hippie, kind of like Art Deco people.
They didn't know some of the
James's
drinks.
people.
Yeah. So when me and Savannah went, we sat at
I
the
need
bar,
the secret handshake to get us in there. So
it
was all good.
That's all that matters. So that was pretty cool. We went to the other place that had grilled cheese. We ate out a lot. I think on Saturday we went to Rooftop at the JW, which the JW hotel is pretty cool.
Like, it was. Yeah.
It's all
with the slide.
They had the museum in it.
Yes, I had the museum.
With all the rocks. I'm the rock guy.
Yes.
We go there every time. So yeah.
Yeah. So
if anybody else power plant, Kevin, that was a converted power plant. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, did you guys notice? So all the stuff that I showed you on Kid Rock's bar, they have the same kind of semi-precious on the walls. They're all backlit. Yeah.
So James and I were taking because they have all this
cool photos.
What's it called? Amethyst and citrite or whatever it's called. Geodes. We're taking.
I don't know what it's called, Kevin. I can't correct you.
What's it called? What's the yellow one? You know what it is.
Yellow rock.
Okay, so we're taking our watches off and shit. Put them on, taking pictures, putting them on the power things, just geeking out like fucking nerds. While the girls are sitting there like going, "What the fuck are these guys doing?" And then we just hung out, and then Casey decided to buy. He's like, "I'm hungry because we've been drinking. I'm going to buy pizza." Tell us about the pizza experience.
So the pizza, cool place. I'm not gonna lie. And
with security.
So the pizza joint, it must just do that at night, but it has got a security guy at the door, security guy marching basically back and forth inside as you're waiting in line, security guy at the back door, and you have to come in. You order a pizza. I ordered the whole pizza, which was a 38-inch pizza. Like it wouldn't fit through a doorway. It had to be tilted. It's like larger than Savannah is. And so we get, I order a whole pizza, and you have to either pay card or like exact cash. They're like not dealing with any shit. And you can't even open your pizza to like check it while you're in there. They'll take it from you and throw it away. They want you in and out. But it was damn good pizza after drinking.
Oh, there you go. There's a picture.
Look at that. I love it.
She wanted to carry that thing all the way back to. It was humongous.
But you can see the security guy back there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So how much was the pizza?
What was it? $68?
$65.
Something ridiculous.
For cheese pizza.
It had pepperonis on it. Those are very expensive pepperonis.
Dude, you know how many hot and readies you could have bought for that?
There's no hot and ready around. I would have found that.
I know there's not.
But I'll tell you, I thought it was just fine. New York style pizza. And after
it was good,
a long day of drinking, it hit the spot.
Oh, so there's the pictures
Kevin.
of
there you go.
Yep, James
in the rock.
On the amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some other ones on. Did you take the ones on the power, the breakers?
Oh gosh,
I'm sure he's got tons of them. So
yeah.
Then, so we decided to do. We're going to do a podcast with our app.
Oh, yes.
Time.
Hey, Matt, we're sending you something to edit. No worries.
Half tanked already. So, we do a live podcast that we're going to send Matt.
Here's the bourbons.
What, five episodes later, previously, we talked about the Old Emery, Cash Strength, and what's the other one called? I can't really read it.
Saints Alley, the Herald.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we decided to just do a podcast, and you guys, fortunately, don't get to hear it and don't get to see it because it was absolutely terrible. I
thought the first take was not too bad, but let's point out that your daughter doesn't know how to use a phone.
Yes, and she's going to listen to this and be like, "Listen here, bitch." So we do the podcast, and then I guess we were drunk because we're like, "Hey, ladies, come over here and you drink the bourbon." None of them, except for my daughter, drinks bourbon. So the ones which is very interesting because the ones that we actually liked, which was the Cash Strength, right? We liked Cash Strength.
The Saints Herald, I believe we liked this one better.
Yes. Okay, we did like that one better. And they're all like 100 and what's the proof on those? 108, I think.
Saints is 107. And Old Emmer would be
107 too.
116.
108. Okay.
116.
So high test. Well, the 116 is high test. Yeah. Yes. So they're drinking and they're forcing this shit down. You can tell. And they're like, "You guys drink this shit?" Oh yeah, that's true. I know my wife was forcing it down because she was like, "Oh," and I know Casey's wife was like, "What the fuck?" Yes. But they drank it.
Paula was
and
fine.
They actually liked the high
Old
test,
Emmer.
and we looked at them like,
they're crazy. They are crazy.
Yeah, we're like, "Are you guys nuts?" Like, they're like, "Yeah, that one goes smooth." We're like, "It's the highest proof. There's no way it's smooth." They're like, "Oh yeah, we like this one." So
yeah, everyone had the same response. Mm-hmm. So it was literally the exact opposite of what we were saying. But although they did have similar taste notes. So they had the same taste notes that we had.
So we had the same taste notes are the ones that we liked.
Yeah.
That podcast, I think, Matt, came out pretty good, but since we didn't do the first one, it's kind of negates the purpose of having, since it was so terrible.
So from my perspective, here's what I get. I get a text message from Kevin saying, hey, we did a podcast. The first one is in portrait, so you're going to need to find a way to flip it. Okay, no worries. And then he says, so I edited it up, and there's only so much you can do to polish a turd. And so I sent it to the guys, and they're like, we're not going to post this, are we? I'm like, you tell me, I'll post it if you guys want me to.
No way.
They're like, no, it's not.
No, it was absolutely terrible. Like,
but listen, the platform that we utilize to film these podcasts, has a feature on it where you can use a phone to do similar. So we'll just use it as a trial. Now we know better what to do.
External mics,
right?
Hold the phone. I guess you have to flip a thing because we did it on when the girls did theirs. Theirs came out pretty good, right?
Theirs did. Yeah.
Plus, they're better looking than us, anyways. But
that's true.
Then, what else did we do? I think we just the next day we cleaned everything up and headed home, right? Because that was Sunday.
Yeah.
We ate at Charlie's. We did eat at Charlie's. Is it Charlie's? We did some antiquing. We went to this hipster store, Matt. They had like T-shirts that like we all grew up on. We probably still have some of them in our closets. $50, $60 for some
fuck that shit.
bullshit. T-shirts, but James he found a lot of
cameras.
All did cameras, man, cool cameras, radio equipment, reels. It smells like mothballs and some of the things, but they weren't overpriced. A lot of times you go into these places and they're like super expensive. That place had pretty good deals, didn't it? We just didn't want to carry.
I thought it was cool, and we actually spent, for having very diverse personalities and interests, we all spent quite a while in there poking around because everyone could find something that they were interested in.
Or we found something that, for instance, I was like, James, come look at this. I know you like this. Yeah. Hey, Casey, check this out. Hey, Kevin, look, did you see this? So
take a picture of that Invicta watch for Matt.
Yeah, Matt, the Invicta guy.
Yeah.
I'll never live that down.
It was fun. We all get along and stuff like that. But in all honesty, I don't know if you really missed out too much other than the overpriced food and, just our company.
Well, I did miss the company, and it does help that Stacy and I were in Savannah literally 4 weeks before you guys went, so that helped a little bit. But literally, I definitely missed hanging out with you guys. So,
and it is, I would tell you too, it is a pain in the ass when people go up there because it's a small city with a lot of boutique eateries and stuff like that to accommodate large parties. I think that was some of our problems.
No one likes a group of 7. Right? We had 7?
6, yeah. So 6 is like the max, and when you say 7, they act like
we had 7. Yeah.
I
so
know.
It's tough enough getting a table for 6, and then you say 7. Shit.
Imagine if we'd been there, there'd been 9.
Yes, exactly.
It actually would have made it tough, and probably we would have just had to split tables to be able to function well enough. But I think
those kind of cities like that are those cities are cool, but a lot of the places where the eateries are, the buildings are so old that everything is just really small. So
it was no Tennessee, I tell you that much.
No.
Right? Would you guys agree we had a better time in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was our
that's the thing is in Nashville, I think there was more space, right, to wander around, where in downtown Savannah, in a historic area there, it was a little bit more compact.
Which is nice, though, because you can walk everywhere. It is like herding cats to get, 7 people to go in the same direction, all wanting to do the same thing. I think that, some sort of agenda maybe would have been a little better. But
we had an agenda, Casey. Your wife had a very good agenda. Like, she had everything planned out. It was very, very good.
I just didn't know it.
You just didn't follow it.
Okay. All right. That sounds
She is a good part. She is a good planner. That I know from the Nashville trip. So she's a good planner.
I mean, we had what restaurant you were going to. We had, for the most part, I think we did, because we hit the bar with Savannah wanted to go to. We hit the restaurant that she had planned. We hit Tybee Island. The crab place was on the fly because we couldn't find a place.
Right,
James.
And then Casey bought a pair of sneakers.
Yes,
that's supposed to break down.
Yeah, those are cool. I can't remember the name of them right now.
They're Nikes, though.
They're Nikes, and they're kind of like mid tops. They've got the what do you call it? The black and white pepita? No, what is it?
Yeah. Houndstooth.
Yeah, houndstooth. In the on the heel, as well as the laces, and it's got maroon weave on the back, and then the shoe's all white. But apparently, as it wears, the white
as
comes
you skateboard,
off.
right?
As you skateboard, yeah, all my skateboarding I'll be doing. But as they wear, the maroon like suede underneath comes out, so it's kind of cool. I don't know how to look on.
It's kind of like a faux aging process to reveal a completely different sneaker.
Yeah.
You can take some sandpaper out of your garage and rough it up.
Yeah, we'll see about how that goes, but we'll see how it ages and what it looks like on me. Probably ridiculous, but either way,
you made me think. So speaking of houndstooth pepita, when I was in over the weekend at where did I go? For the suit jackets, Goodwill. I went to Goodwill, right? They had a freaking houndstooth pepita black and white jacket. It looked literally like someone had taken the center of a 911 seat and made a jacket out of it, but it was too fucking big. I wanted to buy it so bad. It was like $11, but it was just too big.
Yeah, but Matt, the best part of that story is, why did you have to go shopping?
Oh, well, so I am down as of this morning 46 pounds.
Nice.
And so my suits were my chest was a 52, and I'm now a 48 regular. But I didn't want to go out, and so I needed a suit jacket for an event I got next week, and I took one of my suits down to have it altered, but it's gonna take like 2 weeks to have it tailored. So I needed something just for next week, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of money because I plan on continuing to lose. You know, right now, as of this morning, I'm 223. And I want to get to 180. So
nice.
So I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. So I went to Goodwill and scored 2 brand new suit jackets, still with the tags on them. Fit good except for the length, the sleeves. Need to have that taken up a little bit. But and spent a grand total of $25 for the pair. One was 14 nice. And one was 11.
I love it.
So we're the lightest podcast out there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So.
Yeah, so that was our trip. You know, good times. So what else we got to talk about? Because we're 37 minutes in, and I know we got a bunch of topics.
We got a bunch of stuff.
Couple car items.
Yeah, I guess the first thing we can throw out is they have this crazy thing in Europe right now where they are mandating speed limiters to be put into all brand new vehicles. So literally, and for those listening, you know, speed limiter is exactly that. They can throttle you back, and you know, your car almost has like a governor on it at that point. So, but they are dictating, because I printed off of here, that let's see here.
And let's be clear, at this point, it can be turned off.
Right now, it's similar to like, you know, lane controls here.
Yeah,
you can turn it off. It's temporary. Only, you know, when you turn the car off, turn it back on, it's back on again. So, you know, but they don't know how long that is going to be and when it will be, like, you know, just official. But every car starting in 2025 will have to have them in there as far as a brand new vehicle.
And what's the limit?
Well, here's the thing. They already know what the hell you're doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They already know every driving habit you have. They already know where you speed. Right. Yeah. So it's just that they're not holding it against you at the moment.
No, to answer Kevin's question, it doesn't say if there's an actual like top speed limit. I think what it's going to be is that, you know, you start thinking about geofencing, and, you know, and the article doesn't cover this, but I'm just trying to extrapolate what, you know, so with geofencing and, you know, a lot of these electric vehicles that are geofenced to go self-driving or whatever, you know, you can run into a zone, you know, your GPS tells you what the speed limit is. So everything's connected. When you get into an area that's 55, your car may not go over 55 miles an hour. or if you're 65, your car won't go over 65. I mean, it's, based on GPS, it can tell the car exactly what the speed limit where you're at is supposed to be.
Or the cameras can read the signs, right? They can interpret road signs.
That could help traffic out, because here in Florida, we have so many people. We have the person that doesn't want to drive the speed limit, which that's never going to stop, because if it only goes 55, but we have so many people, my wife included, that likes to bob and weave in and out of traffic and follow cars and stuff like that. It would be nice if the cars would all go at the same speed. I think that would speed up traffic instead of people going all different speeds. What's you guys thought on that?
I hate it. In theory, it sounds great. I mean, if all cars just went the exact same speed, but do you want to be? That's an autonomous vehicle, and therefore you have no control. And I don't believe in losing control. I also know that when you're merging, you sometimes need to have that acceleration.
Absolutely.
Or you may need to throttle back. Second is
until you get pulled over.
Yes.
Every single time, until you get pulled over and you say, I needed to accelerate to be safe. And they'll always say, no, you need to brake.
Right. Yeah. And
that's what I was going to say.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And I am a speeder too. So I don't want to people think, oh, hey, I drive fast too. I just like to have more than 2 feet between cars, unlike my wife.
So here's a scenario that I'm sure you all run into daily. I certainly do. But you're going down the interstate. Say you're coming up on a semi-truck that's going slower. You see a car riding right beside you, which always fucking happens. They don't want to pass you. They don't want to be behind you. They want to be right beside you. And you're approaching the semi-truck. The only or best option from the goober next to you that's got a line of cars behind you is to accelerate and then get over, right? And if you don't have that ability, therefore you're stopped, you're behind a 44 car line. I don't like it. I think, again, some of these ideas are fantastic in theory if everyone followed this exact same set of rules, but we don't. And people will not, regardless of what the scenario is. And so having the ability to adjust and do your own thing is what I want to do.
Yeah, but I know, like in England, if you go from toll to toll and you make it there in a faster time, you're getting a ticket. And isn't there some places like that in Jersey, James?
In DC, yeah,
like that. DC, okay,
yeah. So this is saying that if you're in Europe, that you don't have a choice. As of July 7th, all new cars sold on the continent and or in Northern Ireland have to have a mandatory speed limiter installed. The system is generally known as intelligent speed assistance, and it's probably going to show up on a lot of vehicles, not only in the United Kingdom or in all of the United Kingdom, because they share basically all the same car market.
Yeah.
So, and they're pretty strict, anyways. Like I said, when you go over there, they are pretty strict.
They really are. I mean, I don't know that would ever. I'm not worried about that coming to the States. I mean, it's really. I don't see that ever flying here. I mean, it maybe at some point.
It already is.
Years, but
as far as in the trucking industry, it is.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And even in my industry, in my industry, we don't have speed. Well, actually, we do. Our rigs have governors on them, so where the guys can't go over 70. So. So that is actually a thing in ours. And of course they have GPS and all that. So, I mean, I'll get emails from.
If an individual company chooses to do this, fine, go for it. That's your company. That's your assets out on the road. Do whatever you wish. I just don't believe in the federal government mandating something like this. And as James said, I read that article about where they're trying to put that on the semi trucks here, but it keeps getting pushed back.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yeah, which is good in my opinion.
Toyota has some new vehicles.
Toyota does have new vehicles. So this is, I really wanted to get into this one because I don't understand how they're getting away with this.
Porsche lost.
But I guess. Yeah, so they have a concept, but it's going to be a production vehicle. It's supposed to be coming out in 2026. It's the Toyota GR GT3 Sports Car. And basically, it's going to be a new race car for racing. There you go. But at the same time,
under Lexus, right? I think
right,
probably going to be under Lexus.
There will be a street version of it, more than likely going to be marketed as a Lexus. Again, the concept is called the GT3, so that they don't know if the actual production vehicle will be named that or not.
I don't know if GT, and I don't know if they, because that's the GT class. That's what's been argued a lot, and I don't know if Porsche has that trademark name. They probably do, but I know they've been fighting it and stuff like that. I've seen some articles, which I don't even know if the what's going on with the Singer case. I know it was going to be undisclosed, but I think it's a hot car. But I know a lot of people have said it looks like a Camaro / Batmobile.
What's that Mercedes too?
It looks very Mercedes, the SLR, very much to me.
Exactly, that's what
with a long hood. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Look, whatever segment you're in, all the cars at this point are looking alike.
They are, generally.
Right? So if you're looking at minivans, they all look alike. If you're looking at SUVs, they all look alike. If you're looking at
this
sports
one does
cars,
not look like a 911.
No.
Or GT3.
Yeah, but there's things in there. You can see Nissan in there. You can see Viper, right? You can see the Mercedes in there. The big wide hips in the back for the Porsche. So,
so people are speculating.
It's just that concept, though.
It's just a concept. They're speculating this may be the replacement for the next RC, the Lexus RC.
Mm-hmm.
Some are throwing out the LFA name. I don't know that they would call that the LFA, but
the problem is they all look cool, but they don't sell any of them.
No, they don't.
I mean, they're dropping the Supra. Is that? Why doesn't Toyota do that? Why can't they sell them? We know that.
I think it's the Lexus badge. You got Lexus in the Le Mans, right? So they do have a bit of racing in there, but I think that the Toyota badge, I think, would be a better badge over the Lexus.
Lexus is just a North American brand. I mean, Lexus is made by Toyota, but you're not getting a Lexus over in Japan. You're getting a Toyota.
Because Lexus actually stands for Luxury USA. Luxury US.
That's funny. I did not know that. Yes. But I mean, do guys who are interested in these sort of cars, because it's undoubtedly going to be $100,000 car plus, right?
Easy. Yeah.
Do you all care that it's a Lexus name? No, I don't think so. But I don't think you give a shit.
The problem is, by the time people start caring, it hasn't sold enough, so it's already gone. I mean, the LFA was the greatest car that never sold.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even the Lexus's LC car, I was actually going to get one of those, but thank God I didn't, because all I see people that are driving that, it's like old ladies. No offense to any old ladies.
Yeah.
Like real estate ladies and stuff like that. But I actually like that car, the way it looks and stuff. But they haven't sold a lot of those LCs neither.
Well,
and
the
GS got great motors.
The GS was a great sedan, rear-wheel drive. Could get a big motor in it, and they discontinued it. Now it's all, unless you're getting an. Actually, I think other than the LS, I think they're all front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive.
I wonder if they're going to put that same motor once they perfect it that they're putting in the V6 supercharged that they're putting in the Tundras and the and just bump up the.
They could put the 500, the V8 in there.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine, she's got the IS 500, and it's a beefy motor. It's a good motor.
Yeah, put a supercharger on there or a turbo, and they just need to bring back the 2 JZs, right?
Well, talking about the last couple weeks ago articles, it's probably be a turbo, not a supercharger. Unfortunately,
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give Toyota what credit's due. And Toyota is in 2024. They're one of the last ones that's really ramping up on the sports cars and really trying to, give a name for themselves like they did back in the day. One of the other articles we had was in 2025, the very last hot hatch you will be able to buy with a manual transmission is the GR Corolla.
Yeah.
Everything else, the Golf R is not going to be is strictly PDK. The GTI now is strictly PDK. Everything is either a dual clutch, or an automatic. There's no more manuals.
But here's the thing,
I think. Go ahead, James.
I believe, just like everything else, is, we have been driving. We started driving when the manual was the predominant transmission, right? So that's what we're used to. There's multiple generations at this point, right? That are just used to the paddles and the transmission, the automatic transmission. So
you're not wrong. I mean, my kids have no interest in learning manual,
right?
So,
Go ahead,
and maybe it's just because of our
Casey?
age, our demographic, or our age. I enjoy driving a manual. I know a dual clutch is faster. I don't care. I just enjoy the engagement of driving a manual.
I think a manual is safer, in my opinion, because you have to concentrate. You're not on your phone. You have to use, the gear shifter. We all grew up driving manual cars, I think, and it's just, I know my parents wanted me to drive a manual, and I kind of wanted my daughter to drive me just because phones and stuff like that. But at the time,
but you had a PDK in your 991 GT3, so
because they didn't have the 992 came out with a at the time they didn't have a manual, and to this day,
but it wasn't like it was a terrible experience. I mean, I'm all for the manual, but the thing is facts are facts, and they're fading them out. So
listen, if I'm going to go out and buy a brand new, GT3 or whatever, I'm not the best. I'm not a great driver. I'm a good driver, but not a great driver. So if I'm buying,
then you need to get a Lotus.
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. So, but if I'm going through and I'm getting something like what Kevin has, a brand new GT3, which I'm not because I'm not Kevin, but I'll probably get a PDK because I know that it would better suit my needs better. But if I'm getting an air-cooled 911 or even, listen, the 997s like Casey and I have, they're the modern classics, I'm not trying to go crazy fast. So I'm going to get a manual because that's what I enjoy.
And I wanted a PDK because granted, I don't go to the track often, but when I do, or even if going to the mountains, I can concentrate more on the road. I love driving the air cools, but I have grinded the gears, a couple times, and you're not going to do that with a PDK. And you can have both hands on the steering wheel, and you're never going to shift faster than a PDK.
Nope.
Plain and simple. And you can rev it all the way to 9,000 RPM, and it's going to shift right on instead of over revving or any of those things, So I think it's a little bit easier, 100% easier to drive, using 2 pedals instead of 3. The guys that drive 3 pedals, we have a friend, Chad, the guy's amazing, but he tells me it's like he's playing drums. I mean, he's just going to town.
Yeah,
he's a great driver, but for me, like I said, I had a great time driving the SC. It was fun, but with those speeds, the speeds that are capable, my SC can only do 130.
Yeah.
But the PDK or the GT3 can go a lot faster.
That's the thing is you have the best of both worlds, right? Yeah. So you can, depending on your mood, you can grab it. But if at least you have the option, I think that's really what we're trying to hang on to is to have the option of driving a manual if you want.
And unfortunately, now you got to get an old car if you want that option.
It's true.
I'll take it and I'll be happy.
Yeah. And the one that really surprised me was the Golf R. I get it because the Golf R, and again, if I had to go out tomorrow and buy just a good daily does everything car, I'm getting a Golf of some sort. I'm either getting a Golf R or a GTI. That's what I would personally like to drive. And so the Golf R, I get it. PDKs much faster. It's really the more track oriented vehicle. Great. But when they took the manual out of the GTI, that really kind of surprised me because that's been known to be just a great driver's car for forever. And so especially because it's like one of the number one sold cars in Europe, and Europe's all about manuals. So that really surprised me.
But having a GTI with high horsepower, because I've had a GTI with 400 horsepower, naturally was not stock. They don't hook up. All you do is spin tires.
No,
so I think when you had the Golf R and you had that kind of horsepower in it, you had to put a PDK dual clutch in there because, or sequential or whatever they called it, because it would not hook up. On my little GTI, I think it was 2010, 400 horsepower to the wheels. All it would do is spin the tires. You had to put push the button just for it to kind of not spin those tires because it kept on doing that braking itself, like the anti-spin, and it was no fun to drive.
Yeah.
But there was somebody that did spin a lot of tires somewhere recently.
At Goodwood, matter of fact.
At Goodwood. Yeah. I mean, it was in the news. So for those that don't know, Lexus has a brand new electric vehicle called
Lexus or Lotus?
Lotus.
Oh, excuse me, Lotus. Sorry, Lotus.
Lotus.
2,000 horsepower Lotus Evija. Guy was sitting on the line, took off, went 12 feet, and immediately went right into the wall.
I mean, smoked the tires, all of those tires.
All 2,000 horsepower just lit it up and went right to the right and right into the wall.
I think the rheostat got stuck personally, which controls I think it looks like, because the way that those things smoke those tires, I think when he punched it, either the pedal got stuck
or overheated it or something.
Computer error.
I mean, it's 100%.
I think they were pointing towards a computer malfunction as far as how that just took off.
Well, they did a little history on the driver, and it turns out that his daily driver is a Mustang. So that's he drives a Mustang for a daily. So that they were thinking that might have something to do with it.
It probably did. Probably did. He wanted to feel like home.
He had a flashback. He was at Cars and Coffee.
So we're talking about a Lotus getting into the wall here, and then somehow it circles back to being a Mustang's fault.
Listen,
that's awesome.
I'm a redneck, man. Come on.
If anybody you guys got to watch the video. I mean, the tires that they smoked on. I thought the guy was doing a burnout when I first saw it. I mean, it was so much. And I'm assuming that car was all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
It looked like it.
The crazy thing is that, so the driver, all kidding aside, it wasn't a Lotus employee. So Lotus joint developed this, and there's a company, I can't remember the name of it, who makes the carbon fiber tub. All right. And so he was actually a driver for the company that makes the carbon fiber tub and not a Lotus factory driver. So they're getting some heat for that as well, because evidently Lotus is pissed.
What's funny, Matt, is that we were just busting on the Ford Mustang, but Ford actually had the fastest lap up the hill.
I love
their electric car. So
I think it just got beat. They got beat by that one car that I don't know what car it was. I just saw it on my Instagram, which I know might not be true, but there's another car that just some concept car.
If it's on Instagram Reels, it's a fact.
Yes, exactly.
Well, all kidding aside, talking about the Mustang, the Mustang's not a bad. All these cars you see that go crazy and run into the vet, all of them at Cars and Coffee, it's the drivers. These guys have never owned a rear-wheel drive car with any sort of horsepower. They don't realize that you need to make sure the wheels, after you make a turn, are completely straight before you get into the throttle, and they just don't know how to drive them. So
the 21C became the fastest road legal production car of all time, shooting a blistering time of 48.82 seconds. You should see the way this car looks. I mean, it looks like there's smoke coming out of the back, but they're saying it's the air coming from the front.
Really?
So it's a Zinger 21C. So it's C as in Charlie, ZINGR, and that happened. I guess just 6 hours ago it was posted.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So pretty cool looking car too. Like really, really neat. I mean, and even the videos, you know how when you take a video, you can't see how fast the car is actually going. Yeah. This thing looks like it's just like
it looks fast being still. Like it legit.
Yeah. It and the way it just. I mean, it's like, did they speed that video up? I mean, it's pretty badass, and it's a production car. So I'm sure it's.
Well, I'm seeing the Subaru faster than that. That Subaru WRX Project Midnight, 45.15 seconds.
I don't know. I mean, 41, but it's not a production
45.
car, right? It's okay. So this
and then that Ford Supervan. Did you see the Ford Supervan?
Oh God.
43 seconds.
Wow.
43.99.
We should do a trip to Goodwood. I think that should be a trip. We can get together for that one.
It would be a trip, that's for sure.
Yeah. It would
how many? That's on the bucket list for a lot of people, a lot of car guys for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that that may be one of those festivals that the best time to go was probably 6 or 8 years ago. Now it's just completely overrun.
Once popularity hits these things, it makes it tough.
I always wanted to go to the Revival. It's in September. I will say I have been to the Players car show in Goodwood. The best car show I've ever been to. I think it was 2 days, especially to see cars that you don't see here in America. And the funny thing is when I went over there, the cars that had the biggest crowd were a 1955 Chevrolet truck, a Cadillac, old Cadillac, and the one best of show was a Pantera. So the cars that I was like, why is everybody looking at this? And it was a rat rod, this piece of shit 55 Chevy. In fact, I went to the guy and said, you know what you need? You need a cooler to fit on the back of your truck. Like we see at our car shows, they always have the old Pepsi coolers and stuff. And I happen to have one. I got the guy's address and I'm like, I'll mail you a cooler because I had one that had just sold my 54, I think 3600 truck on bags. So I mailed him the postage cost me more than the damn cooler did.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
He was so tickled that a stranger mailed him something, and he just sent me pictures of it, at a car show. But that and an old Cadillac, like a 1950s or something Cadillac. And for me, I was looking at the old Audis, the old cars that we just some of the Citroens, and I was like, look at this.
Didn't make it over here.
Flocking dashes, yes. And I spent hours and hours just by myself because my friend was looking at cars that I've seen before. So I was like, okay, I'm going to look at something else. Cool event. Cool. You can go caravan or camping offsite. It's pretty neat. I don't know if it would be overran, honestly.
Goodwood?
The one in September.
Or the Goodwood. It's a pretty big area. It's an airport and stuff. And I also think too, a lot of English people, they look at it as that's an expensive event to go to.
The tickets aren't expensive though.
No, they're not. For our
bucks,
but for them that's it's £120 probably. So that's almost $200 American dollars for us. That's a lot for the average car enthusiast over there, and even for myself. Plus we have to go and fly. But if we go to Amelia. How much are Amelia tickets if you go to the concourse?
About the same.
$120.
Yeah.
It adds up quick.
Just on one day.
Yeah.
No joke.
So, cool.
All right, guys. Well, that's an hour and 2 minutes. You guys got anything planned for this weekend?
I'm staying at home because I go to California.
That's right.
So I won't be here next week or whatever week.
So for those listening, where there's probably going to be a week that we don't have a podcast because I'm not here next week either. So
I'll just do it by myself. Is that what I need to do?
There you go. Well, you and James can knock it out.
Make sure your phone is
landscape.
Give me the codes.
Yep. Yeah. So Stacy and I are going to go this Saturday. I bought her tickets. She always loves glass blowing. Every time we go somewhere, she sees the glass blowing. So I got a couples thing to do a glass blowing thing. So
you're going to be really good at that, aren't you?
A Porsche?
Yeah, exactly. What's that, James?
Where is it?
In Longwood, Florida, right close to where we are here in Orlando.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and so it's a 1-hour event. You go and they teach you how to heat up the glass and the thing and blow it all. We were supposed to do it last weekend, but then she had COVID. She didn't. Yeah, she didn't feel well, so I changed it to this weekend. So
funny story. I actually real quick and remember when we were in science class, we had the little, what are those things called? Those
beakers.
Beakers. Not the beaker, but the little tube. I don't know.
Test tubes.
I know. Yes, yeah.
And remember, we all went to class, or you would mix stuff. I had the Bunsen burner on there, and I blew because I was and made it and put a hole in it, made a little crack pipe. Oh my god, I got in so much trouble for that. I just heated it up and just bubbled up, and then I took my pen or pencil or whatever it was, put a little hole, and I was like, look, man, I made a crack pipe. I got a referral for that.
Oh god.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Good story. Tune in next week for
James,
Casey and James talk shit about Matt and Kevin.
There you go. No, probably so.
It's going to be a long episode.
Casey, you doing anything?
Yeah, it'll be long because the two of you motherfuckers are going to stare at each other like, well, what do we do?
Yeah, I am. I'll be working on the car. I'm going to change out the radiators, put those CSFs in, and
finally
new oil pan. Yeah,
Awesome.
It'll be fun. Be excited.
All right, guys.
Exciting.
All right, we're going to call that an episode. Guys, you know the deal. Just go to our website, whiskeywatchingwheels.com. Everything's there. So, we'll catch you guys in a week or two. Peace.
Later.
Bye-bye.